Hi everyone, welcome back to another variation of Bunny Chess Bulletin. And today we have a special couple that is visited us, and we are going to be sharing a light moment to learn more about them and what they are going to be able to share. We want to hear directly from them who are at his beyond the board, how they navigate marriage, and the high levels of chess together, and where they see Uganda's chess in the next 5 to 10 years. Harold and Sheba, welcome. Yes. So, for someone watching who has heard your name but never probably met you in person, how would you introduce yourself in one sentence? And it will be the same question to Sheba.
Yeah, I'm Harold Wanyama, a born again software engineer and a chess hobbyist. Yeah.
um, Mrs. Wanyama, a chess player and a homemaker.
All right. So we're going now to start probably with Harold majorly for now, and we're going to briefly just get to know the history on probably your story. So you're going to tell us probably where you grew up, and when did you first like get chess into your life, and probably when was the first time you sat behind that board.
Yeah. Mm, I grew up in Bugolobi Flats. I was born in 81. I was there for most of my primary section. And I used to play soccer a lot because that's what most people are playing. And I was also a fast runner. People don't know that. So, however, my dad had traveled and he came with a pocket chess set. My dad did not know chess. So one time my cousin came home and then he saw that there was a pocket chess set. He only just taught me the rules. That was it. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't know how I picked up the interest because actually most of my colleagues were either playing mostly football. But for some reason I found it intriguing. And then that's where I picked up interest from. Then I saw some neighbors actually who were brothers who would play chess. I was so excited. Yeah, and I watched them play just 2 games. Got excited. Then I met someone who, in that time, just played me a fool's mate, and he didn't want a rematch. I was so, I was so intrigued. I was like, how do I get? So I just picked up the interest from there. Yeah.
I know that feeling because actually the funny part is, much as sometimes we know how to play chess, someone plays you something really like tricky, and you're like, how did this person bypass me with this one? But they're not ready to take away their victory. They'll be like, no, I need to keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, so at what moment did you realize that chess is more than a hobby on your end?
Okay, in my secondary, so I learned when I was 13 years. I can say that. I think I was in my P7 and my cousin taught me. Then when I went to secondary, I had a friend called Asante, he was Randis, who somehow got to know, I don't know, about chess literature. I didn't know chess literature existed. So he taught me how to read just notation. And from there, then I started getting more interested that there's actually theory. And then my cousin told me. So I would tell him, do you know there's theory? But he took it lightly. He said, no, no, no. I'll just play using my brain power. So because I started now reading, I started giving him trouble despite him teaching me. So that's when I picked up interest. And then I know you know Mukose.
Yeah.
We're in the same school, of course, same area. So we also played some games then. I just a few would play. But I picked up interest also when my mom bought me a chessboard as a birthday present. Yeah, it was magnetic. And then in my form 4, that's I think vacation or that's when I played my first. Um, okay, it was called New Vision around Easter. Yeah, that was my first around 16 years. That's when I played my first, and that's when I saw actually people who are about my age and very good. That is Isaac Minanira, Ignatius Wanderema. Those guys were actually almost national team material, but they were just a year older than me. So I got inspired. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I see most of the journeys really are a bit similar because even as me, my like the family, our dad brought in a chessboard, and the day we beat him, he stopped playing. So it was just us to try to train ourselves and being in school. And I always tell people after finishing my O level, I wanted to join Marcos.
Yeah.
So the head teacher told me, "You're coming from Moiri, and you guys are coming to strike in my school." So that was the reason why she didn't give us admission there. Anyway, so you have represented Uganda several, like at Olympiads and in big international events, and you also won the bronze at the Africa Games in Morocco. So, which result or event feels the most defining to you, and why?
Yeah, so there are two events. There's one Olympiad in 2012, where I saw that I can actually compete with international masters, I think. People way above my rating, because 2012, I think I was 2-1. And then I was beating people 200 elos higher. Actually, I got the most elos in that Olympiad, Turkey. I think I got 93, 98. But 2019, where I got the bronze, was my most defining. And it's also because there was a personal touch story where I was attacked. I don't know the meaning. So I was attacked in my home, and I actually lost some memory because I was attacked when I was sleeping. And then a neurosurgeon had to work on me. Yeah, so it was actually serious. I think I would have died. But that very year when he worked on me, in, I think January, I think around end of year, that's when I got my bronze medal with, I think, probably 15 IMs and 5 GMs. So that was my most defining. Morocco 2019. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then, history has it that there was a time you played for some IOM norms, and you were a game away to getting that IOM title. Probably you could explain to us about that tournament. I didn't get the whole like picture about it, but probably you could be able to talk about it.
Yeah, so there was zonos. So there are ways you can get IM title in the continentals. That's at the African level and the zonal level. So that time, Arthur had gotten one at the zonos. Even Emojong had gotten one. So Tanzania, I was very close, and I was facing an Egyptian. That's the kid who got IM actually in my place. I was a piece up basically, but when I was a piece up, I was thinking of so many ways to beat him, forgetting there's also the time aspect. So I was a whole piece up. He had no counter play, nothing at all. Then he just pointed at the clock. That was one of my worst defeats I had ever felt. So even when we went in the lift, he just could only tell me sorry. As in, he felt for me because he understands. Yes, I was winning by far. Actually, if I played the move like h6, just anything, just by 30 seconds, I would have still won because advantage was so big. So that's when I missed IM title, but I got an IM norm, but not the title itself. Yeah. So yeah, that was one of my worst defeats. Yeah.
All right. So now that you've been FM for quite some time, and of recent there are tournaments that we as Ugandans feel like they're a piece of cake for you, and you would get a title. Do you think you would consider going for some of them and be able to elevate to IM level, or probably what do you have thoughts about that?
Okay, personally, I'm happy with FM, but I have my you see, you've heard of Mulago Chess Club. So the patron of Mulago Chess Club is called Dr. Zirembuzi. So Dr. Zirembuzi, I see him like a mentor because when I was coming up, actually, he's the one even who introduced me to the club, and it has been a very strong club. So the fact that I would play with national team players, much as I'm a sub, I learned a lot. So one of the things, of course, he wanted me to become is IM. Even the former national coach who died, Joachim Okoth, he died. He said, Harold, I know the chess is demanding. I just get IM and that's it. So of course, because of those two, I can pursue it. So I'm a bit content. I just want to make them happy. So one of the ways is number one, doing well in the continentals. Now it has changed. Winning zonos is not sufficient. You have to win zonos. I mean, do well in zonos. Then you go for a super zono. That's where you can now get the IM. Or you be like top three in the at the Africa continental level. Those are the avenues. It is possible, but of course it involves some work. It's harder than before. That's the point. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, we are looking forward to that because we feel like we need to, get the titled players coming. Yeah. All right, so there's this tournament which has become like, even if you wake up from your sleep, you're always winning. You have won it 5 times now, and we are yet to see whether it will happen again in the history, but we're yet to know. So you recently won the Rabshan Memorial again. So what keeps you hungry after so many years at the top?
I don't know why. Okay, I could say it's my favorite local tournament. Obviously, winning is nice. It's a nice feeling. But Rabusheni, I have even never met him. Actually, I was talking to his son the other day. It was like, do you have some attachment? Because he has seen me winning a couple of times. I said, I've never met you. I've had good things. Uh, but I think local tournaments in Uganda are hard, actually, because they're always banana skins who will always upset. And the levels are high. Even now, it's worse. The kids are learning if you take them unseriously. So I could say I've been fortunate, Rabusheni. Yeah, but also it's a bit of hard work. And I like the push when I see someone who plays good chess. Like I love the competition, people like Arthur Gibb. I love that rivalry because I can see, and he has won it actually also many times. So there's that thing. So I think Rabusheni is very good, and let's see how it goes. Yeah, I wouldn't mind winning another one with my wife as well.
All right, so if you had to describe your playing style in 3 words, what would they be?
Yeah, it's hard sometimes to judge yourself, but I've been told, some people have told me I play like Petrosian, I'm a world champion. Yeah, I think my style is a bit similar to Carlsen's. Of course, he's at another level, but I play by intuition. So I do not that's why even I'm a very fast player because I'm intuitive. Yeah, so a GM told me that also, that your intuition is good, and that's why I can find moves fast. So I don't calculate. My weakness is I don't spend time in calculations, and that's how I can lose a game because I'm going by my feelings, my intuition. I feel this is the best place. But you see, if you do that, you can miss critical moments where you miss a tactic and then you lose a game. So there are pros and cons, but I would say I'm intuitive in my style. Yeah.
All right, so Harold, many people see you at tournaments. They hear you, and most of them know that, or they hear that you're an IT developer. You've been already introduced as that. Some of them know you as a coach. Some of them know you as a captain. Some of them say you are, or you will confirm, a club owner. So let us unpack that a bit. So probably outside chess, what do you do for a living day to day, and how did that path start for you?
So I'm a software engineer. I work in a fintech called Furaha, purpose-driven platform that helps address the missing middle. When I say the missing middle, these are people who are unable to get loans from banks, but they have a constant cash flow. So we actually integrate with banks to give out loans to such people who, when they walk into a bank, they'll fail to get a loan. And the purpose now, I mean, this scope right now is school fees loans. So it helps actually parents who want to pay for school fees. They don't have the money then, but they can actually pay school fees via school aggregators like School Pay. So when you get a loan, then the money goes. So we provide that platform for purpose-driven loans. The key is school fees. Next time it can be laptops. Next time it can be motorbikes, which is in the pipeline. So I work for an IT firm, technology firm that does that. I work mostly with Indians. I'm the lead engineer, but most of the developers are actually in India. Yeah, and we have an office here in next to Acacia, Kololo Hill Drive. That's where we have an office. So that's what I do on a daily. Yeah, so I'm actually quite busy, even off chess. I'm very busy. If I would have more time for chess, that would be good. But yeah, you have to balance work-life balance. Yes.
Okay. How does your work as a developer influence the way you think about chess, and how does chess influence your work? So,
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, even when you see the top 10 players in Uganda, three of them are in IT. That is Okas Walter, uh, same with me, Patrick Kauma, and myself. Even Arthur, actually. I know he's a pharmacist. Yeah. And also the IM, Arthur, is a pharmacist, but he has actually expressed interest and he has done study on the side, software development. And the thing is, probably why it's relates is because it's problem solving. Just you solve problems on the board as they come. So in IT, someone will come with a problem. Even though you have a good running app, there will always be a problem you have to resolve. So that's how they are similar. If you have a problem solving mindset, even though you take hours, you enjoy that you're actually fixing an issue, a problem at ground. So, and just people spend hours studying or on the board, like 5 hours playing a game. It's not easy. And your mind is engaged in fixing a problem over the board. So they are similar in that aspect. And so I'm happy that I'm getting two fields that are a bit different, but they're a bit similar. Yeah.
so I think 2 years back at my workplace. So whenever I would, do work, then you get a bit stressed a bit, and I want to step away. So I would go to my phone and play some blitz. And by then my supervisor complained, was like, Alan is always playing chess. Then they asked her, okay, does he do his work? It's like, yes, he does his work, but he's always playing chess. So has chess like come into your work somewhere by get a moment and you're somehow buried in there?
Yes, yes, yes. That one is a fact. By the way, if you have a problem solving mindset, chess is the worst because you'll never find. So you'll always want to go back. Someone will beat you. So it's just exciting. So that means you'll find yourself spending a lot of time. I've lost jobs because of chess, so I understand that statement, by the way. And I've lost jobs even where my bosses are also chess lovers. So you get, yeah. So even when I was in school, I'd find myself in chess because it intrigues the mind. So you have to have some kind of discipline, I think, to say, okay, if this is time for work, it's time for work. Discipline is very key because if you don't, it's almost like a drug, if I may say, where you, okay, when I get bored, I just go on the phone and even I think maybe a mistake is that when I'm with someone and probably I'm bored, I'll get my phone and then they'll say, why are you on the phone playing chess? Yeah, so it's a giveaway. So yeah, it interests the mind, I think. So it's a good relaxation when you're outside work. I find because for me when I'm taking leave, I play chess. But it's not like you're taking leave actually, because you're engaging yourself. So, but I don't mind.
I know, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand because personally I feel like chess is something that really brings me back to whatever I'll be doing at that moment. Because now with the new world order of working from home, I know in a few I'm like, let me play some chess. Then before you know it, you've taken too much time. So the discipline really kicks in. Okay, so I want us to now talk about Mango Tech. Yeah, so you're closely linked to Mango Tech, both as a company and as a chess club in the National League. What is Mango Tech in simple terms, and how did that start?
Okay, I can describe Mango Tech as a briefcase company. Yeah, because that's a concept I've had. Okay, my dad is called Mango. Let's start there. So, because my dad is called Mango, there are few I've only seen two other people called Mango. I don't know. Maybe it was something. Then they would call people Mango, especially in the east, because my dad is a Gishu. My former lecturer was also called Mango, and he was also a Gishu. So, because of that, and my dad has been vital in my growth. So that's why I came up with Mango Tech Solutions, which will focus on solutions, web solutions, IT solutions to solve the problems in the IT world. Yeah, so it's basically a tech farm concept I've had. I just need to get a product out and focus on that. So I've not gotten the time to get it running. So that's my own company, but currently I'm employed. So yeah, basically a firm, but briefcase company right now. I've registered with the RSB, so in case I'm asked for taxes or so, yeah,
By the HSN,
yeah,
Mango.
yeah. So good question. Sorry, I'd forgotten about that. I like juniors because the chess the way I've seen model countries like China, Turkey, now Uzbekistan is that when they focus on even Russia those days, the Kasparov days, they would get talents, and those talents they give them like full accommodation, boarding, one. So they focus on chess. Once that happens, then you find nations winning Olympiads. As in, it, that's the work put in. If you put in hard work and invest, so I see Mango Tech as solely only a club for juniors. If you see the ones that are there, and because now I'm in a big club, now it will be also like my full talent pool club. For example, this season I got both Moses and Netanyahu to join Mulago Kings because I play for Mulago Kings and Mango Tech. So it is like, well, identify those now who have outgrown the junior scene in the club and then develop them further in the senior clubs. So it is just basically there to promote the junior level of chess in the country. Yeah.
All right, that is so great. So now we're going to move on to Mulago Kings and the club culture. So you have a long history with Mulago Kings Chess Club, one of the legendary names in Uganda chess. So what makes Mulago Kings special in your eyes?
Oh yeah, I think like I had mentioned earlier, the patron Dr. Zavasaja, he's a pediatrician, very good pediatrician actually. He's well known. He formed a club called Mulago Club, chess club. I think it's in the 70s, around 70s. I think a group of doctors, they came together, they formed the club. So my, yeah,
Correction.
sorry, apologies. Dr. Zirembuzi. I remember Zavasaja was Dr. Zirembuzi, not Zavasaja. So Dr. Zirembuzi is a mentor to me, and I looked up to him as a young man, and he wasn't particularly very strong, but he would have good guidance and also guide you in life decisions. So because of that, and he took me under his wings as Mulago, I grew fond of the club. Yeah, I found him like a father figure. So he has actually brought up a number of old players, about 30 plus, have interacted with him, as in even mostly the top players, even the likes of Arthur Segwani, then Stephen Kauma, the older brother of yes, Moses Kauma also, those ones, even Munanira was also in Mulago. So he built a base of players. Now he's less active, so I try to now support it the best I can because I benefited, so I want to give back to those who come in. Yeah. And I used to love the sessions we used to have near the hospital Mulago. There was a darts club. That's where I would go and play before the league was actually home and away, which was a lovely concept. I liked going to clubs like Ginger. What it's now it's not feasible, but that's why also I liked Mulago more because I would go to the darts club and then interact even with other people in the Mulago scene. Yeah.
All right, so now let's look at the leadership. So you have served as a national coach for the Ghana Chess Federation. What has that role practically like? What does it practically evolve like week to week?
Okay, week to week. For example, this is an example. I like coming to the junior events and just identifying talents. Yeah. This event that has just happened, I've seen a very good girl who's potentially can make the national team. I have also, you see, I even saw the likes of I am Omojong, even Arthur via Father Grimes. I would just watch them play and I say, okay, there's something special in these players that will make them champions. because sometimes there are some things that can't be taught actually. Yeah, there's that. Is it drive to improve, drive to win? These things even a coach can't impart, but you can see them in some players. So on a week to week, I usually just follow the events that happen at most of the junior level. Then also I just watch events just to keep fit, even to guide. I also maybe sometimes times I can speak to people outside the country because I have many friends, especially in the African continent. They usually ask for guidance, so I give my tips. Sometimes even my wife is home, I also try to impart the little I know. So basically, not much on the chess scene from those angles because I also work. I'm not a full time professional, unfortunately. Yeah, so that's what happens on a week to week basis.
Okay. What's that one thing you're proud of from your time in that role, and one thing you still want to fix or improve in the system?
Yeah, I think in my time as national coach, I like the fact that we introduced the junior board because even before there was the ladies board that was introduced, um, which was good, which has improved the level. Now the introduction of the junior board is what I like. It was with the help of the team, especially even the leaders, Mwaka. So we pushed that and it went through. And now I'm seeing fruits actually. Because when you see now the league, many people are kids. People were hesitant at the start. They said, "How can we get kids?" But the point is for you to train the kids yourselves. Once you train and then they become good, the country now benefits at the end of the day. So that's one thing I like, more specifically, personally, because I'm not full time, but I used to train a bit. So I trained the masses, and I'm happy. Like now, Matthew is in top 10. That's one big. I put a smile on my because it's not easy. It's really not easy. Even hitting 2-1 alone in itself, not just in Uganda, in Africa. I've always said if someone can hit 2-1 in Africa, they are like a 2-6, 2-7 in Europe because of the conditions, because people also are underrated. So hitting those heights just shows that there's been good improvement. So mm, Matthew has been a good. I've also worked with people like Time Sekwani. Mentored is also one of the good projects I had, and also, but that was even before became national coach, and also Ivy Amoko. So those are the names that come to mind on a personal level. But on a general level, it was just the introduction of that board six. Yeah.
All right, that's great. So now we are going to talk about you as a couple. Now, not more of individual players. So, how did you two meet, and at what point did chess be part of that story?
I yeah, I go first.
If you remember how.
Yeah. I don't remember specifically how, but I can tell you it is in the chess circles because she came. I think Bold used to be a coach, right? Mukalazi Bold. Yeah, was her coach. And then, minus that, I saw her later on, I think when she was at university. Yeah. Oh, yeah, she caught my eye, but things don't work that way. It doesn't mean it hit it straight and forward. So yeah, we met sometimes, a few times. I liked her from the time I saw. Then even we went on one date, in particular. Then we stalled for some years. Then it reignited recently when she came back to Chiwatule. Um, it reignited when we went to resume the league at Chiwatule Recreation Center. I don't know whether you went there.
I think at that time I was out of chess.
Yes, yes. Chiwatule Recreation Center was about 3 seasons